Hey everyone, this is Rufat here. Hope all of you are doing well. I'm currently in the street walking back home, so sorry for the low quality. I just wanted to make this brief video on my way back home, and considering how many Azerbaijani language speakers or language learners, sorry, that I have in my audience, I thought that this could be a useful video for everyone out there who is learning new language and looking for different strategies or tips to implement. I think one of the main strategies, at least from my own perspective, what I have done when learning English or Spanish, that really helped me. I think spending time with the locals, like with the native speakers of this language. Obviously, if you have these people, like considering Azerbaijani is a really not widespread language all around the world, I think this is one of the difficult languages. But for example, if we're talking about languages such as English or Russian or Spanish or Portuguese or French or whatever, I think it comes pretty handy. It's not really difficult to find somebody who's speaking fluently in this language. It's preferably good if you would find like a native speaker or like a local person, or just like visiting a country and living there for a while. I think it's one of the best things you can ever do, I think. But considering that it's really hard for a lot of people just to randomly move to a new country or something, which I also get it, because it was also hard for me when I was learning English. I started learning from my school years, but one of the main things that helped me was I heard different people speaking English, so I picked from their vocabularies or whatever you want to call it. Like, people were speaking near me and I was hearing a lot and I was listening a lot. I was more of a listener at that time rather than speaker, because I didn't exactly know what do the words mean. I think I'm more good at from the listening perspective than speaking perspective when I was learning. But now it's vice versa, because I prefer, instead of reading things and learning from the books or stuff, I prefer listening to people and just try to remember whatever they're saying. So I think it comes pretty handy from that perspective, just to find the native speakers and listen to them, whatever they're saying, and just try to remember it, because it's gonna become like a routine, and it's gonna be part of your life after some point. And I think this will be really helpful on improving your language skills. Another thing that I'm thinking about, when learning new language, I think, oh wow, it's super cold and my hands are freezing right now, so I'm gonna switch my hand. But yeah, regarding the second tip, I think probably would be watching a lot of movies if you really like it. Honestly, I'm not a really huge movie person, but a lot of people have told me that it really helps. So I think it's one of the tips that I could give. Try to find a lot of movies with the language that you're learning, and try to put it in first. Let's say if you're an English speaker, you can watch, and you're learning let's say Spanish or Portuguese or whatever, try to watch the movies first with the native language, the language that you want to learn, and then with the subtitles of language that you feel comfortable with, for example English or whatever. Honestly, I haven't done that so much, so I cannot talk about that a lot, but a lot of people say that it works for them, so I think it's pretty cool to implement and see how it goes. And after some point, if you feel confident, you can switch the language to the language that you're learning, and watch the videos or the movies in that specific language with the subtitles in that language what you're learning. This is another thing. And apart from that, another tip that I could think about would probably books. If you're a really big book person, a lot of people start learning from this small books that you can get from the stores, which are like, you know, according to the language levels. For example, you can get like a beginner level on, let's say, Russian or Portuguese or Spanish or whatever, and then just learn through that by level and improve your skills. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, I think the best thing that I have that has worked out is probably going back to my first like strategy or like tip that I said, is, you know, being in like inside of the culture, like really feeling that. I think one of the best things like that helps you learning and improve your language skills is definitely like being surrounded with the people that are native speakers, and you're already spending time with them and you see the way they act to the things, or what kind of like topics they're talking, like just get to know the culture. I think it's one of the things that really helps you as a person to grow yourself. And if you, let's say in the future, you want to move to this country, like of the language that you're learning it will be really useful because you will start thinking like them, which is actually, I think, comes pretty helpful, useful to you, because you will already like, as a not you will not think as a foreigner in that country, but you will start thinking as a local person, which is amazing because they already, you know, you have spent a lot of time with them, and things that they're gonna be doing when you move to that country, for example, are not gonna be are not gonna seem to you like a weird things or totally new things. Obviously, you can have a culture shock or, you know, this kind of things when you go in the beginning, but like from the language perspective, if you already speak the language and if you have interacted previously with the locals, like I think it's not gonna make you a huge like a barrier when you start speaking to them, you know. But yeah, all in all, as I said, try to be a really good listener in the beginning and try to listen as much as you can, although even if you don't know anything, even if you don't understand anything while you're listening, just try to listen as much as you can and see what's going on in the conversations and try to pick some words or stuff like that. I think it really helps. But yeah, I think that's it from my tips. And I hope you find this video useful, and if you want me to do this kind of you know, like videos regarding language learning or how to improve your, you know, I don't know, like specific skills on language learning, please let me know. I would love to share my own personal experience with you guys, and you know, let's improve ourselves together, guys. And I really believe that you guys can do it, and I'm wishing you all the best and hope you have a great night, evening, or morning wherever you are in any part of the world, and looking forward to seeing you in the next videos. Bye.